We are at the theater at Madison Square Garden, and this is the final press conference. We have junior middleweight Xander Zayas going up against Patrick Teixeira. That takes place Saturday, June 8th, once again here at the theater at Madison Square Garden. It'll be broadcast live on ESPN.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. This is boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum. Brought to you all weekend long by AutoZone. Get in the zone by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app today. By C4 Energy, energy that hits. And by Twisted Tea, hard iced tea. Keep it twisted. Sponsors are out of the way. So now the important information. Saturday, June 8th, right here inside the Garden. 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. And then we move over to the network, 11 o'clock Eastern. You do not want to miss this stacked card. It is Puerto Rican Day weekend here in Las Vegas, in New York City. Puerto Rican Day parade weekend in New York. No place we'd rather be. Our main event, headlined by Puerto Rican sensation Xander Zayas, taking on Patrick Teixeira. In our co-feature, a featherweight showdown, Bruce Carrington, Brayan De Gracia. De Gracia, and then our junior welterweight standout, Tiger Johnson, junior middleweight sensation, Jahai Tucker, and our middleweight feature, Nisa Rodriguez. They're all joining me here on stage, but before we get into the card, we do have a special announcement. Top Rank recently signed junior middleweight standout, Vito Melnicki Jr., who is from New Jersey, right over the water here. Vito, Carl Moretti, VP of Operations for Boxing. We wanted to bring you over, Vito. Thanks for commuting into the city. Carl wants to say a few words, and he has a special gift for you. We know you're a big New Jersey Devils fan, so in honor of being here at the Garden, Carl got you something special. This is a New York Rangers jersey.
You're really with winners now, all right? So from JV varsity, here we go. And turn that around, get in the middle. Appreciate it. Good to see you.
There we go, brother.
All right.
Congratulations on the signing. Awesome.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a blessing to be here. First and foremost, I want to thank God. Without him, none of this is possible. I want to thank the whole Top Rank team, Mr. Arum, and everyone who made this possible, getting this deal done. I want to thank my advisor, Al Heyman, for everything he continues to do for my career. But this is a blessing. It's an honor to be here, an honor to be a part of a team like this. And I'm excited to start this new journey in my career. So everyone stay tuned. Fight date should be dropping soon. And, yeah, I'm excited to be here, excited to get this new journey started.
Thank you. Guys at Prudential should love this.
You have to wear that all afternoon. That's part of the deal.
All right.
You got to wear it at home as well. Thanks. Vito Melnicki Jr., Top Rank's recent signing. As mentioned, we got a huge card Saturday night from the Mecca of boxing, Madison Square Garden. Thank you to everybody joining me now on stage. Obviously, there's a lot of people here, so let's just get to it. I want to start to my left, your right, Nisa Rodriguez. Thank you so much for spending time. First of all, before we talk boxing, I want to thank you first and foremost for your service. For those of you watching, you may not know, Nisa works full-time as a police officer for the NYPD, especially in the Community Affairs Rapid Response Team. Sometimes you work 80 hours or more a week. You also run a nonprofit called I Can, I Will. This program helps serve underprivileged children aged 12 to 21 in the Bronx with free boxing and fitness classes. This young lady is incredible, and before we even get into boxing, simply thank you for all you do. I think that deserves a round of applause. And we'll get you involved, Shu, because I know there's a synergy here with the I Can, I Will program. You're familiar with it. How do you do it all?
A lot of coffee. But first of all, I want to say thanks to Brad Goodman, Bob Arum, Top Rank, ESPN, to have my second fight in the Garden where me and Shushu have fought here many times for the Golden Gloves. It's a great experience to have.
You had an amazing amateur career. 3 National Golden Gloves championship titles. You're an 8-time New York Daily News Golden Gloves champ, 6-time Metro championships, 2-time Empire State and Caribbean Central Americano gold medalists. What made you decide to go pro at 33?
Basically, my son kind of bullied me into it. He was like, you're not going pro. I was doing a lot with the job, with everybody knowing what's going on in the news. There's a lot of protests, a lot of a lot of stuff going on, and I was fortunate that with my job, they were supportive. Of course, first I'm a NYPD officer, but I get my workouts in.
Are we going to see a lot of NYPD in the building?
I think you're going to see too much blue in the building.
It'll be the safest fight in the history of boxing at the Garden.
Where were you when Bo fought Galata?
You made your pro debut in the same venue that we're fighting in Saturday night this past March. You talked a lot about it publicly, about that experience, how the emotions, came pouring. You're walking into Madison Square Garden for the first time. You get to do it again Saturday. How is this going to be a little different for you?
I mean, I feel like I'm at home, so I'm comfortable. I have a lot of support. I'm blessed for my family, friends, the job, the people on this card that I know. So it just is more encouraging for me.
Talk about I Can, I Will a little bit before we wrap up, and how special that nonprofit is to you to be providing kids with boxing and fitness classes.
I Can and I Will was a Bronx nonprofit that I was running, and now I work with New York City Cops and Kids. So that was made by another cop in the early 2000s. He was a retired sergeant, and he has 3 gyms, Brooklyn and 2 in Staten Island. And with that, we're able to give more than just boxing. We teach, obviously, the art of boxing, but we also give civil exam prep, tutoring. We're giving these kids opportunities that weren't exposed to a lot of schools that need it. So that's one of the biggest things that we should have in every borough.
Listen, thank you so much for all you do. Best of luck Saturday night. Honored to share the ring with you Saturday. Thanks for being here. Turning your attention over here. Yes, please. My right, your left, Jahai Tucker, Deer Park, New York, born in Queens. This is your backyard, fighting in the Garden. How excited are you Saturday night?
I'm super excited, Growing up, I grew up in Brooklyn. Shushu was a big part of our neighborhood. And it's crazy that now we in the Garden. We about to show out.
Facing Quincy Lavallee. He's no pushover. We've seen him on top-ranked cards in the past. This is no walk in the park. How have you refocused to get back on track Saturday?
It's just remaining focused and understanding that the goal remains the same. It's domination regardless, you feel me? So we just got to go in there and just get rid of them. That's it.
Your last 2 fights, a draw and a loss. How do you get back into the gym, refocus, so that Saturday night you put on a show?
Every day is another day. You just got to wake up, learn from those mistakes, and just get right back to it.
Listen, we're excited to get you back in the ring Saturday. Thank you for being here. We're moving in one beside you. Tiger Johnson, 12-0, 6 knockouts. Last time we saw you here in New York, you worked for a round, literally a round. You knocked out Paulo Galdino. How has your progress been in work in the gym since that last fight?
Well, last fight I really didn't get a chance to showcase what we've been working on, but it was the same thing. So I had a good training camp in LA, and we worked on a lot, and y'all gonna see Saturday night.
How special is it to be on this card, sitting here with these guys? It's a pretty cool group of young men on the stage right now, and I know you guys are all friends. So how special is it to be on this card Saturday night in the Garden, but then also with these guys?
Oh yeah, it's real special. We the best coming up, so y'all get a chance to see us showcase our talent. We're gonna be world champions one day, and shout out to Puerto Rico Day. Shout out to Xander for his first headline, and it's gonna be an entertaining card.
Listen, I was doing some homework, as I always do for all these fights, and you were getting into fights. You talked about it in school every day. You're literally quoted saying, "I was going to school and I got in a fight every day." What was going on with you back then that forced your dad to get you into a gym?
I mean, it's kill or be killed in Cleveland. So you just gotta that's how we survive. So I'm a fighter. That's what I do.
You're taking a step up Saturday night in Tariq Zayna. What can we expect that maybe we haven't seen?
Expect a knockout, a stoppage. I'm getting Buddy out of there, huh?
Tariq in the house, obviously. Didn't know you were here.
I'm going to get you up out of there, buddy.
Can we get another chair up here? Maybe. Well, Tariq, I didn't know you were in the building. Listen.
You lying to ass, bro. You lying
all right, listen, let's reel it back in.
You too little, bro.
Reel it back in.
You too little, bro.
All right, Tag, we're good. Listen, thank you. Look at Shushu. Let's talk about you guys. We got Bruce
fine.
Carrington and Brayan De Gracia. Thank you. We have a translator for Brian. Are you going to speak English for me? You got it here? We're good. This is our co-feature. It's a featherweight showdown. Shu, before we get into the fight, I do want to talk about the history here with this at the end. Because, listen, you're Brooklyn born and raised. You carry it on your back proudly. How special was that program and your affiliation there?
Man, like that program right there was a big part of my life because there's something that I always wanted to be a part of because me being from where I'm from, people like us, we wanted to yearn for something that we could just get an outlet from but sometimes we couldn't do it just because we couldn't afford it. Like just imagine how many Michael Jordans there could be, how many Kobe Bryants there could be in this world, how many Mike Tyson Swimming Brothers or whatever, and they couldn't be themselves because they couldn't afford it. You know what I'm saying? So now this just opened up the floodgates for so many people, so many kids to be able to strive and, fight for something and, build up for themselves. Like, they don't even have to be boxers. Some of them, they just end up going into other fields of life. But that discipline that boxing gives, it kind of just opens up so many ideas for everybody to just want to do other things in life. And it was such a beautiful thing to be a part of.
All right, let's get into the fight for Saturday night. Obviously, we just had a change in opponent. Does that change anything for you? Is it just business as usual?
Oh, it's business as usual. Nothing changes for me at all. I'm ready for anything. Me and my coach, my team, we always prepare for the unexpected. Like, so we was preparing for Enrique Vivas and his style. We had sparring partners that fought like him, but at the same time, we kind of mixed it up as well, too. And we got sparring partners that was like my new opponent here. So we're always ready. And then if none of that even happened, I'm going to always depend on my adaptability. So I'm going to adapt regardless. And y'all going to still see the Shushu Show take over on June 8th.
New York City. Let's bring in your opponent, Brayan De Gracia. Thank you for joining us. When did you find out about this fight, bro? Gardy, you want to help me out? Thanks, brother.
¿Cuándo supiste de la pelea? Bueno, se me informó, se puede decir, hace escasas dos semanas y eso tal vez pueda hacer lucir un poco confiado al equipo de Shushu, pero nosotros sabemos pues cómo es nuestra manera de trabajar y nuestra manera de pelear y venimos sencillamente ellos tal vez piensan que van a cantar cumpleaños, pero venimos a arruinarles la fiesta.
I was barely told about this fight 2 weeks ago. Like that might give Chushu's team some confidence, but they might think that I'm here to sing happy birthday, but I'm here to ruin the party.
Well, some further clarification on that. We, through his promoter, Tutico Zabala, once the original opponent, Jose Enrique Vivas, we knew that there were visa problems. What a shock. And we put Brian on hold about 5.5 weeks ago. It officially came back, about 10 days ago that he was going to get the fight. So he's always been in the gym. And
so he was aware there was a pretty good opportunity possible.
There's no last-minute announcement, but he's been ready for 5 weeks.
Gardy, ask him, to Carl's point, he's always in the gym, he's always in shape. When he did get the call to make it official 2 weeks ago, did anything really change, or was it just now, hey, let's step it up a notch and get ready to go?
Te dijeron de la pelea hace 10 días, pero como mencionaste, te mantienes siempre en el ring. ¿Algo cambió cuando te hablaron de la pelea?
Bueno, sí. Yo por lo regular siempre me mantengo entrenando, tenga o no tenga pelea, para este tipo de oportunidades. Cuando se me puedan presentar, pues poder aprovecharla. Y sencillamente lo único que tuvimos que hacer fue los ajustes necesarios pues en base al estilo de pelea de Shushu y trabajar obviamente con los sparring esos últimos días.
I'm always in the gym regardless if I have a fight or not. When the opportunity came, I just make the adjustments to adapt to Shushu's style and adjust the sparring partners too.
Shushu, I want to come back to you. The last time we were together, it was a highlight reel performance with a massive fourth-round knockout. We clearly saw rounds 1 through 3, you were finding what you needed to do to put your opponent away, and you did it in a pretty spectacular fashion. When things like this happen where you get a last-minute opponent, is there any concern, or do you have to go back to the drawing board a little bit? Because, when guys are given these opportunities, there's nothing to lose, right? They're thrown in there, they're like, hey, I got a shot at Shushu. You clearly hear your name. It translates.
Yeah, it's, of course we, go back to the drawing board in terms of film study and whatnot, but it's a little bit more of just the consistency of just staying sharp and sharpening the tools, because I feel like with my style I could just adapt to anybody in a short period of time, and I do want to give give thanks for Brian for being able to take the fight and make the show still happen, too bad he's gonna be on the bad end of that show.
Gardy, you want to translate that real quick?
Can't wait to
He
put on
just
that
gave him thanks for taking the fight and allowing the fight to still
Él te
happen.
agradece por haber tomado la pelea, aún así cuando fue 10 días. Gracias por la oportunidad y por permitir que el show continúe.
Thank you. Carl?
No, just to follow up on Shushu, what we've heard the whole day, we know his background. To him, boxing is easy. It's where he feels the most comfortable. It's what he does the best. Life is hard for him because of what he had to come through and what he continues to strive to get to and everything like that. But in the ring, he's at home, and that's where he wants to be, and we'll keep him as busy as we can.
Keep him busy. We like busy. Gardy, one more question for Brian. Your aggressive style, forward, always coming forward, your punching power, does this short notice help you with that type of style?
Tienes un estilo agresivo de siempre venir adelante. Este tipo de pelea que te están dando a 10 días te beneficia.
Si se puede decir, sí, porque nosotros, el estilo de pelea de nosotros es de ir hacia adelante y sencillamente una oportunidad que se presente prontamente, los boxeadores que tenemos el potencial, la pegada, podemos resolver la pelea en cualquier asalto.
It's really an advantage, like having this style of being aggressive, always coming forward. With a short notice, he might not be able to adapt to what I'm bringing, and I have the power to finish the fight whenever.
Thank you for being here. Best of luck Saturday night. Last question, Bruce. This is a huge weekend, obviously, in New York City for Puerto Rico, and we'll get to Xander in a minute. You called yourself recently Shuriken. And how much fun has this fight week been for you?
Man, this fight week has been great, man. Yeah, man, it's New York City and Puerto Rico coming together. It's Shuyo Rico, you know what I mean?
That's what it was. Sorry, I even butchered it.
Yeah, nah, it's all
I like
good.
your version better.
Listen, man, I plan on putting on a great performance. I plan on doing something special for my Puerto Rican fans. Y'all been showing me a lot of love, recently, man, and it's nothing to give back. And I just can't wait to do what I do, man. I just can't wait to just, perform for y'all.
Have you seen his Instagram? After the last fight, when he went to Puerto Rico for 3 days, he came back 2 weeks later, doing salsa dancing and eating all that.
He was
texted
almost.
me, he goes, he texted me, man, it's nice down here.
The mofongo goes crazy.
You were almost a cruiserweight when you came
close
back.
to middleweight at that point.
Yeah. Well, listen, thank you guys for being here. Let's turn to our main event, and the reason why we're here, it is Puerto Rican Day Parade weekend, and we are in the mecca of boxing. And Puerto Rican sensation Xander Zayas puts his NABF and NABO titles on the line. Xander, first of all, yeah. Does it get any better than this? Headlining Garden? Carl says he hopes so, but for this moment right now.
Like Carl said, I hope so too. But for this moment, it's a dream that I've always been looking forward to do. Something that we work towards doing. And I want to give thanks to Top Rank, ESPN, MSG for giving me this opportunity. Man, 21 years old, I'm headlining MSG. It's something that I only dreamed of, worked hard for it, and now it's happening.
It's very exciting. Top Rank is here every Puerto Rican Day weekend, and to have you headlining is something special for sure. Before we bring in your opponent, I want to bring him up. You're facing a 14-year veteran. He's a former champ who's looking to get back into title contention. You clearly stand in his way. You are on your own path. How do you put the big weekend distractions aside so that you focus on the task at hand Saturday night?
Man, on paper, this is the biggest test of my career, and I have to pass it with flying colors. I know that, the team knows that, and we're focused on winning Saturday night and then focusing on everything else.
Let's bring in your toughest task to date, Patrick Teixeira. Thank you very much for being here. We have your translator over here. You are coming off 3 straight, very impressive victories. Does a big win on Saturday get you back to where you want to be?
Patrick, você está saindo de 3 lutas, 3 vitórias impressionantes, né, na sua carreira. E o que uma vitória nesse final de semana significa para você?
Primeiro, eu queria agradecer a equipe do Xander por aceitar a peleia, o Brad Goodman por fechar a luta E primeiro que essa luta é muito importante para mim, porque coloca nos holofotes no público nos Estados Unidos, e uma vitória sobre Xander me coloca contra para outras grandes lutas, né, como ou pelo título mundial, algo assim.
First of all, I'd like to thank Zayas and his team for taking the fight, and Brad for helping set up the whole thing. And I also want to say that this fight, a victory in this fight, can put me back on headlights and get me where I wanted to be.
You beat an undefeated Carlos Adamas, who at that time was 18-0. Xander is sitting at 18-0 on a top-ranked show, as Carl likes to remind everybody.
Right in front of us.
Yeah. So does that give you a little bit of extra motivation as you walk in Saturday night to repeat that type of performance?
Você venceu o Adames quando ela 18-0 e o Zayas hoje ele é 18-0 também. Você quer dizer alguma coisa?
Na verdade, cada luta é uma luta, né? Mas o mais importante é que eu trabalhei duro e treinei bastante para chegar aqui e tentar conseguir uma vitória. Mas cada luta é uma luta e a gente trabalha com uma estratégia diferente, mas espero sair com a vitória.
Obviously, every fight is a fight. I know the difference, and I work in a different way for different fights. We have different strategies for the fight. I just hope to get out with the win.
Xander, you know Patrick's going to come forward. He's going to pressure you. How do you handle that aggressive style that is certain to come your way Saturday?
Somebody's going to have to back up. Somebody's going to have to back down, and I don't believe it's going to be me. I'm ready to go 10 rounds if necessary. I'm willing to go through everything I have to go through to get the victory Saturday night. I'm excited, súper emocionado de estar aquí. Obviamente, las gracias a Patrick y a su equipo por también hacer la pelea y por darme la oportunidad de mi primer evento estelar. Super happy to be here, and thanks to Patrick and his team for making the fight happen and giving my first headline.
I'm going to come back to you, Patrick. I just asked Xander about your style in coming forward and all of the pressure. Do we even see more of that we maybe haven't seen in the past, knowing what's on the line Saturday night?
Eu acabei de perguntar para o Zé sobre o seu estilo, que é caminhar para frente e botar pressão. A gente espera ver mais isso nesse final de semana, ou você tem algum plano diferente?
Na verdade, eu vou me adaptando ao adversário, né? Mas dependendo, o que mais me gosta, que eu gosto mesmo é de ir para buscar a luta, né? Mas se necessitar mudar a estratégia, tiver que boxear na longa distância, usar muitos os jabs, a gente consegue se adaptar bem.
In reality, I adapt myself to my opponent. I like to be applying pressure and walk forward, but it all depends what's going to happen during the fight.
Carl, you wanted to chime in about this crazy weekend here in New York City.
No, I was just thinking, for the older people in the room, you go back to Chegui Torres and Juan Laporte and Carlos Ortiz, to Trinidad and to Cotto, and now, this whole effort for Xander is because of our absolute belief that his shoulders can carry an island and a whole community and the whole Puerto Rican, wherever they live and everything like that. We wouldn't be doing that unless we didn't have the faith in Xander to not only win Saturday, but to go upstairs one day. If the Rangers and Knicks, can continue to win, it's going to be tough getting the building because that's a playoff hold, which they probably will. But for now, we'll be downstairs. But the goal is to sell upstairs against worthy opponents and guys in his weight class, obviously. And we know, we have that mapped out. But, like the playoffs, you lose, you go home. So it's all about Saturday night for Xander.
So on that note, Xander, I want to come back to you, and we'll end on this. Obviously you're on the cusp of massive what could be next, right? The what ifs. How do you handle that pressure and maintain a focus and balance in life?
Man, I feel like I'm one of the best 154-pounders in the division. There's no pressure. I've been working hard since I'm 5 years old to be in this position. I will continue to work hard to maintain this position and to get better and to get bigger fights. Hopefully, like Carl said, in the future, I could be in the main room, selling out the main room against a worthy fighter. And we'll continue to follow our path, becoming world champions in the future, and keep bringing glory to Puerto Rico.
Amazing. We're going to leave it right there. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back here on this stage tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern as we get everybody on the scale. But big round of applause for everybody on this stage. There is nothing better than fight weekend in New York City at the Mecca of boxing, Madison Square Garden. We'll get these guys doing a picture and a face-off for the first time this week. As always, this is boxing. This is Top Rank. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great afternoon, everybody.
And I'm Kristal Hart reporting from the theater at Madison Square Garden. We'll see you Saturday, June 8th. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the fights.